Hey, what up everybody, it's Sinny! And this is Bloodborne on PS4. And this is part 22 of the Bloodborne playthrough, the longest one in history. And we had just beat the one reborn in the last video, and it sent us straight to the lecture hall after we had touched the dude in the chair, the Mensis guy with the cage on his head. And here we are, in our Eileen get-up, in the lecture hall, after the one reborn boss fight. Checking out the, I think, upper floor of the lecture hall. Stuff we saw when we went through the bottom of the lecture hall. When you look up, you see the top, and you don't know how you're going to get there. But, it's after you beat the one reborn, so here we are. Gotta watch out for these guys on the ceiling. Sometimes if you run under them, they'll just drop down, and you'll avoid getting grabbed. But if you just stand under them, they will fall on you and grab you. But this is post commentary. This isn't live. I just had to do it this way just to get it in. So I played, I recorded, and now I am doing the commentary over it. So got our saw cleaver, got our Eileen get up, going through the upper lecture hall. We should get we're gonna try to use the upper Cathedral key in this video, and hopefully fight a boss. But we'll see what happens. Check out what is in here. As you can see, if you look down below, this is where we went through earlier. That's the classroom with all the chairs and the podium up front, and all the guys down there. Luckily, we don't have to fight them. So hopefully there's something good up here. There's that guy over there we were trying to kill from down below. One of the students. The slimy students. Let's lure him in. He actually hit me with that long attack. And we'll just get him with the corner tricks right here. Nice transform attack with the saw cleaver, which we're going to be using in the whole playthrough. Just label the playthrough as something. This is the playthrough where we use the saw cleaver. Master Willem was right. Evolution without courage will be the ruin of our race. Evolution without courage will be the ruin of our race. So they're trying to figure stuff out. In here, a bunch of cages, bottles. Not much in this room, to be honest, if I remember correctly. Little note: hunt the great ones, hunt the great ones. Very in-depth note there, telling you to hunt the great ones. But this area leads to the final area. The Nightmare Mensis, or whatever it's called. I always get it mixed up between the Nightmare Frontier and Nightmare Mensis. I think the Nightmare Frontier was the one we did a few videos ago, where you run through all the poison and everything. But not much in that room at all, except for that note. Some more slime students out here. There's also a big giant dude over there guarding a ladder down to Patches, actually, which is one of the main things we're going to be doing in this video, is actually fighting Patches. We're going to have a little dance with Patches in a few minutes here. Long attacks from these slime students, watch out for that. They can't really kill you by themselves unless, I don't know, your controller dies or something. But if a bunch of them get on you, they spit. One hits you with the spit, one hits you with an attack, and another jumps you from behind. They can get you. But one-on-one, pretty easy. Just dodge to the side, dodge behind them, avoid that slimy spit, and you should be fine with these students. Right here it blocks you. You can't go down that side. You have to go down this side. And there's all the rooms alongside in these little hallways, these duck down hallways here. Which there wasn't much in those rooms, to be honest, just a couple of notes, and that's about it. And you can look down up on the lower floor. There's a little item back here. Don't forget to go back this way. Don't get distracted by the giant. Make sure you backtrack along right side here. There's a few slime students, so be careful. They might gang up on you a little bit, but if you use the pillars to your advantage, should be okay. What is that they're shooting out of? It's just a flask. They're like dousing you with a flask of slime. They saved up their slime for days and days in their flask. They're like prisoners in jail that gas people. They're waiting and waiting. They saved up their poop. They saved up their pee. And they're waiting for you to give them their tray so they can gas you with their flask of slimy stuff. That is what it is. Another vantage point to look down. This whole area, really, there's not much of note other than patches and some lore notes and some good views looking down on the classrooms where you were previous. If I remember correctly, I might have missed something. I'm trying to get all the umbilical cords, all the cords. There's 3 of them. I don't know how many I have right now, but this is where you find out that there is 3. Oh, here's a chest. Let's see what's in this. I forget. Communion. Communion rune. Let's see what it's which one it is. There's different runes, like there's different tiers of each rune. So this one is the 2nd tier of communion, it looks like, which we already have a better one. That's another thing about this area, the way I've done the playthrough so far. I already have runes that are stronger than the ones you get in this area, so I don't know if I did stuff out of order. Maybe, I don't know, because you have to go through Yarhargal village to get here, so what did I do out of order? Maybe Nightmare Frontier? I don't know. But I already had a communion rune that was stronger than that one. Which, if you do things in order, that shouldn't happen, but big student giant with flaming fire hands. He's tough sometimes, but other times you can dodge around him and kill him pretty easily. Also, if you use the environment to your advantage and stay out of range, the knives do okay damage, actually. The 60 something damage. If you wanted to waste a bunch of knives on them, you could hit them for like 1200 damage with just knives. But he's pretty slow. You just gotta get used to his hitbox. Because when he slams down, sometimes it'll make an explosion, so it's a little bit later than you would think. So his hitbox is like later than you would think, but as you see, with the uncanny saw cleaver, we just cut through him like butter. And a slime student snuck up on us while we were fighting him. And you don't even have to fight him. That's only if you want to go see Patches. That giant is guarding Patches down below if you take a ladder down. Let's see what's in here before we head to Patches, though. Another door. Another note. The nameless moon presence beckoned by Lawrence and his associates. Pale blood. Pale blood. Another note. Just a room of notes again. So if you wanted to, if you didn't want to look at all the notes and all the 3 third chords. 3 third chords. If you wanted to at this area, you could just rush to the door and go out into the Nightmare Mensis. There's really nothing, unless you want to see the lore notes, you want to see the vantage points, you want to see Patches, you want to get that communion rune maybe. Like, look at these dead-end hallways. Just, there's nothing really of significance that I could find. I mean, there might be something I'm missing. I hope there's not a cord up here somewhere. There's nothing else I could really think of that would be important. A key? Is there a key? Is there a cord? I couldn't find anything really. That's why I'm looking around a little bit extra, because I just feel like I'm missing something, but maybe not. You go down the left side, there's some doors to the left with notes in them and vantage points. Then you head back up the right side to get that into that blocked area. Wasn't much there either, but here is Patches. Hanging out on the door, making fun of you from the other side. But he doesn't know we're in and behind him now. He did not kill us by pushing us down. He did not kill us by making us fight a boss. And he's going to be surprised by that. Ooh, a little tickle tickle.
Oh, this cannot be. You cannot be. No, you didn't. Lord Amygdala? Oh, how did this come to pass?
Amygdala was a bitch, that's why. Beg for life. Gesture. Let's check out the monocular view. And something a little bit funny happened here with the monocular. It might be just something that is supposed to happen now that I don't know. We'll see, I'll show you. I couldn't get out of the monocular basically, but I think it's just because I took it off my belt and not because of anything else. But I'm trying to get a nice thumbnail or something, taking a nice long loving gaze at Patches here with his necklace, his old bald head. That is definitely Patches from all the games. Definitely Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2, or not 2, Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3. I know he's definitely in those. I think he's in Demon Souls, but I haven't played through the whole game because I just do stuff for my channel pretty much right now, and I cannot do PS3 games at the moment. But once I can, I will play Demon Souls. So Patches, pretty much in every Dark Souls game, and here he is in Bloodborne as well. So Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne. Is he in 2? I don't think so, but he might be considered as Creighton, maybe, that dude. But I don't think so. And then, but right here, look at this. It's like a first person over the shoulder, or third person over the shoulder view with the monocular. There's no reticle or anything. I took off the display, and now it just looks like I'm in a third person view, and I kinda got stuck in it because I took the display off. But I don't know, maybe you want to do a playthrough like this, but I think it's just the view of the monocular. It's nothing special, but I thought it was kinda weird for a second. I put the monocular in my belt, I used it, I turned off the display, or no, I took the monocular off, then I turned off the display, and then it kinda looked like a third person cam that I got stuck in for a minute. But then I turned back on the display, I put the monocular back on the belt, and then you're able to get out of it. But I kinda fake stuck myself into this view for a second. I thought I was like doing something revolutionary here, but I don't think so. I don't think it is. I think it's just that I didn't have it on the belt, so I couldn't get out of it. Because if you take it off your belt while you're in it, how are you gonna get off it? I guess. I thought you could just hit cancel and get out of it, whether it's on your belt or not, but that didn't work, so I don't know. But let's finish up our conversation with Patches. I got the empty phantasm shell on my weapon, as you can see. You have to have a certain amount of arcane. You have to level up arcane a certain amount to use those arcane weapons that are items, and you can buff your weapon.
Now wait just a moment. Do you think ill of me? Me?
Right here I'm gonna say not at all because it's funnier. But of course I think ill of you, fool. You push me down, you try to kill me, you do it in every game. But I'm gonna say not at all because it's funnier.
I should think not. I shared with you a thing most secret. Now you're witness to a miracle, and all the stronger for it. You should appreciate it if you've a grain of gratitude in you.
I should appreciate, yes.
Appreciate it.
It's hilarious. Well, that's why I'm gonna give you a high top fade, fool.
No matter. Such details are trifling. We're fast friends by now. Let this express what words
I'm gonna
cannot.
air his skull out. Anti-clockwise metamorphosis.
Not, sweet compeer. What is friendship but a chance encounter?
Well, that's kind of deep, actually, you know? What is friendship but a chance encounter?
Ah, well met. My apologies, but I feel a profound thought occurring. On the good
Profound
grace of a
fart.
certain God, and the way he meted out his love.
No, I'm gonna mete out some love to you, buddy. I'm gonna let some air out of your head.
Ah, well met. My apologies, but I feel a profound
Feels
thought
a
occurring.
profound fart occurring.
On the good grace of a certain God, and the way he meted out his love.
He's a spider in this game. Let's see how a spider fights. There's no reason to keep him alive, really. He doesn't become a vendor or anything in this game, I don't think. Let's check out how he fights. I'm gonna let him do some attacks, just for fun. Shot him in the face a couple times just to get him mad. And let's just watch and see how he attacks. Just like a normal spider, pretty much. But he does have a little bit of magic, which hopefully I can get him to do. There it is. Not sure what that is. Some sort of area effect. And then mostly just the spider attacks. Pretty cool. It'd be cool if he whipped out a spear. Bang, bang.
That was uncharitably done.
Chief Keef. Bang, bang.
That was uncharitably done, dear friend.
Well, I'm sorry, bro. You had to push me down. And I'm not very forgiving. Well, let's see what he drops when you kill him. And now you will know. What does Patches drop if you kill him? The answer is Great One's Wisdom. But make sure you get the anti-clockwise metamorphosis first. Don't just go killing him before you talk to him. Because the anti-clockwise metamorphosis boosts max stamina by 15%. It's the tier 2 of the stamina boost rune. So make sure you get that first. So that is a good reason to come in here and do this. Besides lore notes and vantage points, is to come talk to Patches, get your tier 2 of the anti-clockwise metamorphosis, the stamina boost rune. So there's your reason, there's your good reason to explore up here instead of just rushing to the Nightmare Mensis. I could have read that Great One's Wisdom for you, but I think we've read it before, so check it out in some other hours of Bloodborne that I've been playing for over a year now. Because I only play it once a month or something, because Gems of War, that's why. Alright, so now we're down on the first floor again. I don't think I want to explore down here again. We've already explored this thoroughly. So let's head back up the way we came. Back up the ladder. That's all we really wanted. That door was where you talk to Patches in the beginning of the lecture hall level, where he's on the other side of the door, being an a-hole. But right here, all this purple fog coming through this door, this is where your main priority is for this area to head to. And this is one of the last levels, one of the last areas. But instead of progressing into this area, the Nightmare of Mensis, so now I know what it's called, Nightmare of Mensis. Instead of heading deep into the Nightmare of Mensis, we're going to go use that upper Cathedral ward key and go take a little side path and kill some optional bosses, go to some optional areas, and might as well use the key because we got it. We got that key in Yarhargal Unseen Village the second trip through. You have to drop down in that cage where the brick boys are. It's like in the beginning of Yarhargal, the second run through of Yarhargal Unseen Village. You go into that room, there's that cage, there's that chest, there's the brick boys, and you can't get in the cage until later. You have to drop down into the cage. That is where you get the key for the upper Cathedral ward, and that's what we're going to go use. I think these guys have worms if you don't do a visceral on them. So watch out for that. If you just R1 spam them, then they're gonna bunch of parasites are gonna come out of them after they're dead. But this area is pretty tricky, pretty annoying, pretty difficult. Don't forget about this little resource creature. Bloodstone chunks, 3 of them. Pretty good. One of the best ones we've got ever. I mean, have we ever got a resource better than that? 3 bloodstone chunks out of one of those? I don't think so. The only thing better could be a blood rock or more bloodstone chunks. So, taking a look up at this crazy frenzy-causing eye, I guess it is, an eye. I think it's where those windows are up there. The orange, yellow, glowing light is what causes the frenzy in this level. Environmental damage. If you let it run, if you let your bar run all the way up, it's gonna take away like 70% of your health. And then if you don't heal and you let it happen again, you're gonna die. If you only heal once and it's not over 70%, you're gonna die. So you need to heal back up to full, or at least more than what it takes out of you if you let it happen twice in a row. But what you gotta do is just hide behind stuff, but right up against some of these rocks. The glowing light from those windows up there is what causes the frenzy. You can use sedatives if you want, but I don't know. That guy almost got me before I headed out by the lamp. What we're gonna do instead, we'll come back to this later. We are gonna go check out the upper Cathedral ward using the key we got in Yarhargal Unseen Village. Use some of this these hard echoes. I'm trying to buy the full Cainhurst set because I wanted to wear something different in this video, and I couldn't really find anything we haven't worn yet. So I just kept the Eileen set on because it's cool. I was trying to wear something different in every video. But once you get to the 20-second video and you're not even all the way through the game yet, it's hard to remember what you've worn, what you haven't worn, and just to wear 22 different sets. It's pretty difficult. I don't even know if there's that many in the game. There probably is, but it's probably close. So I couldn't remember what I had worn and what I had not worn. An Eileen set's cool, and I think we just got it last couple times. I don't know. When we killed Eileen, I guess. Whenever that was, probably 2 videos ago. But I'm trying to get the Cainhurst set. It costs a lot. It's like, I don't know, at least 100,000 echoes. I think a little bit more actually. And just to have over 100,000 echoes laying around is not usual. You're gonna level up, you're gonna buy stuff, so it has to be something you go for.
This place is a real haven.
I think we've already heard.
Thanks to you. But I'm afraid that was the last of them.
I think we've already heard this before.
The old town.
Trying to fit in this commentary in the middle of the day with a bunch of people here, so if it sounds like I stop and start, it's probably true. I haven't done a video in a week. I haven't done a Bloodborne video in months.
There ain't no more survivors.
So I need to get this done. So sorry if the commentary is choppy or anything. I've only stopped once so far, so maybe twice. I think I redid the beginning because somebody came in here. I think we've already heard from all these people, but I just wanted to do it again just to make sure. The beggar blind dude says, "Hey, there's no more people left. You got them all. Thank you. It's kind of sad there's no more people left, but thanks for bringing as many as you could here." Adela here, or not Adela, what's her name? Ariana? Ariana here is sick or something wrong with her. Adela is going crazy, laughing. Doesn't care that you're talking to the other girl anymore because she's poisoned her or something. I think that's the dynamic going on. The blind guy's happy. You brought as many people as you could. We got as many people as you can here now. This is as many as you can possibly get, unless you bring the dude in that kills everybody, which would be not productive to keeping as many people as possible. Hold on just a wee bit, my little dearie. I don't think we've seen this before. Last time she was still here, giving us sedatives. She's going out to look for more for us. And this guy says the same thing, I think, for the rest of his life. We tell lies, he sees through our deceit. I wish he would say something about what's going on in the room he's in, being the only guy that's paying attention, probably, that can see.
I did not learn from books. No. I learned it all with my own mind.
Well, you must be smart then. He says that 50 million times in a row. I don't know if he ever says anything different. Be cool if he had like his own unique perspective on what's happening in the cathedral. I mean, Adela had to do something to Ariana. You're sitting right there. You have the best view of it. Can you tell us what happened? She obviously poisoned her or stabbed her or something. I don't know how this happens when they're just sitting there. Do they have dinner together and we don't see it? You could tell us that. Old miser dude. You could say, hey, when we had dinner last night, Adela slipped something into Ariana's drink and now she's dying. Or she put a spell on her and now she's having a miscarriage and she's gonna die from it. Or she stabbed her in the stomach and she's really jealous and she's a crazy church lady and that's why. He could tell us these things. He's a witness. Maybe he's not a snitch, you know? But to say the same thing, I mean, that is pretty smart. If you get into a situation where you're getting asked questions, if you just don't say anything or just keep saying the same thing like I want my lawyer, maybe that's what he's doing. He's pleading the fifth, he's not snitching, he's following the code. But it would be cool if he would tell us what happened. I mean, we did tell him about this place. He's safe because of us, and he's alive because of us. But this is where you need to go to use the Upper Cathedral Ward key, the elevator in the room with all the NPCs, and then just head up as high as you can on this little tower. Once you get rid of these weak ass early game dudes that you can kill with one hit, at least I can, I'm sure you can too, especially with the buffed out uncanny saw cleaver that we got in the whatchamacallums. What is that called? I don't know. The dungeons? Oh, forget. Whatever. I don't have to know every word in the dictionary. So, what I was doing here, excuse me. Anytime you think you're gonna get Quicksilver bullets, you might as well rebuff your weapon beforehand. It uses bullets to buff your weapon. With the empty Phantasm Shell, it's arcane. So you can buff your weapon and then pick up the bullets, and you don't really lose any. So say it costs 4 bullets to buff your weapon with the arcane, with the empty Phantasm Shell. If you have full bullets, and you kill something that may or may not drop bullets, you can buff your weapon and then pick up the bullets. And you didn't lose anything for buffing your weapon. Then you can go around, kill some stuff with your buffed up weapon. Next time you kill something that may drop bullets, rebuff your weapon again, pick up the bullets. It's just a good way of doing it. Doing anything with the arcane items. Like this guy's probably gonna drop bullets, if he dropped anything. So now I know I can rebuff my weapon. Boom. Used up some bullets, but I got him right back. And that guy got a nice little flame fart in my face because I was busy worrying about bullets. But see there? Couldn't pick those up. I already have 20. That's the max unless you use runes. So, rebuff your weapon or use arcane items when you know there's bullets laying on the ground. But here's the Upper Cathedral key. The key to the Upper Cathedral Ward seal. The upper echelons of the Healing Church are formed by the School of Mensis, based in the Unseen Village, and the choir occupying the Upper Cathedral Ward. This key brings one a step closer to the choir. And this is that door, if you remember, way up in the tower, way up in the elevator, on top of the Cathedral Ward, where all your NPCs are. It's that door that you couldn't open a long time ago. Now we have the key to it. The Upper Cathedral Ward key. You got it in the second visit of Yarhargal Unseen Village. In a cage that you have to drop down into, that you see early on in the second run through of the level with the brick boys, just for hopefully you understand what I'm trying to explain. If you've been to the Yarhard Hall and seen footage, and you know what I'm talking about. A blue elixir. We're way up high now, way up above Cathedral Ward. Sorry, my voice. It's kind of early in the morning. Trying to get this in. My voice does not want to cooperate. Some trees. Some more of these guys. The more insight you have, the more crazy everything gets. You get to see the amygdalas. Their lanterns get eyeballs on them, and they can shoot magic out of them. These guys, the church guys. So the more insight you have, the more stuff you can see. And as you can see, his lantern there has a bunch of eyeballs on it and magic. Which it's almost counterproductive to have a bunch of insight, because now they can shoot you with magic. If you didn't have it, if you had 0 insight, I don't think they could even do that. But you gotta watch out for these guys here, these little baby alien dudes. Because they will cause frenzy if they attack you. And it happens quickly. And there's the blood moon, the red moon, whatever you want to call it. Here's a lantern. Lantern for the post using the Upper Cathedral Ward key. Statues with stuff to break, but nothing really over here, so don't bother with it. I broke a few things, looked around a little bit, didn't find anything. It's just the lantern. Usually there's not much in the same area as a lantern. Here's a bunch of these baby aliens. If they do a few attacks on you in a row, you could die. You gotta be careful. It's not like they're gonna kill you one-on-one or anything, but like you see, I got attacked there. Now my frenzy bar is building quickly just from one attack from one of those babies. Instead of using a sedative, I just healed through it. And I'll be more careful this time. But they will slowly get into a big group if you have an area effect weapon like the boom hammer or something. And you can kill them all at once, kinda, or use a Molotov or whatever you want to do. But it does take a minute for them to gather together, so if you don't have patience like me, which I actually do have patience, I'm lying, but I just wanted to R1 spam all of them for fun, you know, just to get it done quickly. This gate is closed by a device. It's one of those things where you have to go in from the other side. It's just a shortcut, pretty much, to that lantern we just lit for further on in this area. It's pretty close to the boss, actually. That gate, once you open it, it's a really nice shortcut to, I think, Ebriatus, maybe even the Celestial Emissary, but I think it's after the Celestial Emissary. Which those are the 2 bosses we're going to face in this video. Or, we're going to face one of them, and we're going to get very close to the other. Spoilers. I won't tell you which one, though, but you probably know already, because there's only one way that can go, I'm pretty sure. Excuse me. Don't forget to go over here. Bunch of birds. An item. Might be another rune, I think. These birds will never kill anybody, ever. But they will be annoying. Can't pick up the pebbles because I haven't been using them. Pebbles are nice if you just want to pull somebody out of a group to kill them one-on-one. Frenzied Cold Blood 9. Woo. If I had missed that, I would have cried. I'm just joking. It is decent, though. I mean, it's probably thousands of echoes. So, nothing to sneeze at. Don't miss it. You can drop down right here onto the birds if you want, if you're smart. And then we have a scythe guy. I don't know if his scythe is actually buffed up like that if you don't have 50 insight. May or may not be. I don't think it is, though. I think you get those effects when you have high insight. Do a nice little visceral on this guy. He wasn't paying attention, so decided to one-hitter quitter him. And then you get the choir set. He was leaning over this guy, being a weirdo, and that guy had the choir set on him. So let's put that on. That'll be our set for this video. The choir set. The only problem is I don't think it has a helm. Attire of the choir, high-ranking members of the Healing Church. Members of the choir are both the highest-ranking clerics of the Healing Church and scholars who continue the work that began at Bergenworth. Together with the left-behind Great One, they look to the skies in search of astral signs that may lead them to the rediscovery of true greatness. They look to the skies for great ones. And if you're wondering why I can't read the word both, it's because it's very small when I do post commentary. All of the text, it's like in half a window of half a screen. So every time I have to read an item description, it's super small. And I don't have bad eyes, but I don't have good eyes either. It's like somewhere in the middle. Could probably use glasses. But let's put on that choir set. I don't think there's a helm, a hat, or whatever you want to call it, a headpiece. So let's put on this crown, I guess. Doesn't really match, but I don't think we've worn it before, so might as well. This area is pretty cool, this Upper Cathedral Ward area. There's werewolves, or beasts, whatever you want to call them. Down here's a nice little item. Madman knowledge, and then a door with a dude behind it. Just one of those face sucker aliens that take away your insight. But while you're distracted by the item and that dude, I just heard a loud noise. I wonder what it was. I'm gonna run away. Never say goodbye. I want to know the truth. Never wonder why. But that guy, a beast. A fully transformed beast. An FTB jumps through the window right by that item. For some reason he wasn't on cue, and he didn't catch me slipping, so I just ran away without knowing that he was even there. I mean, I heard it, but I thought it was just something else, somewhere else in the level. He did not hit his cue. But you can go, this is the window, I'm gonna go check it out. This is, I don't know why I'm going in there. I think I was looking to see where he had come from. But you can see right there, there's a big hole in the wall. He burst through this window. It's supposed to happen while you're picking up that item or looking through that door. Maybe if I had clicked on the door, but I don't know. There's some sort of cue for him to jump through that window, and he missed it. He should be fired. But luckily he's dead, so he doesn't need to be fired. We got a door over here, and then we have that does not open from this side, and then some steps leading down. But checked out that chandelier up there. I think I missed the actual visual of it, but there's some FTBs that jump onto that chandelier. It's swinging, as you can see in the shadow. There we go. And now you have 3 or 4 or 5 FTBs to deal with. Fat titty boys. Fully transformed beasts with glowing eyes. Kinda looks like the effect when they steal your blood echoes. But I don't think it's supposed to be that. Bloodstone Shard. Thanks for dropping the wonderful high tier loot. Sarcasm. Use the environment to your advantage so they don't get the jump on you. Like butter. Let's get away from the other guy while we heal. Dodge to the side. Punch him in the face. And cut his butt. Bloodstone Shard. Bloodstone Shard. Thank you for the super high tier loot. Why would those things not at least drop twin bloodstone shards? Really, blood chunks would be nice, but blood rocks might be in their drop table. I don't know. That's probably just their common drop. I have no idea, so don't think that they drop blood rocks, because I don't think they do. But you never know. Sometimes they have drop tables and rare and chances to drop certain things. And if you farm them, maybe they would. But if they're dropping bloodstone shards, then maybe they'll drop a twin if you're lucky. Probably not, though. Another resource creature, which I always forget their names. I think that was chunks, wasn't it chunks? I didn't pay attention. Those things are dropping chunks in this level, which is nice. If you get behind this ladder, this guy can't hit you, and he tries to come and get you. But he just runs right by you like an idiot, and then you R1 spam him to death. If those guys grab you, they will steal like 2 insight from you, so watch out for that. It's a really awkward grab that's, I don't know, it's either delayed or faster than you think. So, you gotta watch out. I got the torch out because this area is really dark, and I wanted you to be able to see everything, and I just like to see everything. So it's for me, it's for you, it's for both of us. But, good idea to have the torch out, because it's really dark in here. Watch out, because another guy will jump you from the side here and try to grab you. Luckily I was a little bit... Ooh, I still got grabbed. Well, you get to see the grab move now. Sucking out my brain. Lose 2 insight. And you don't get it back when you kill him, so... You lost that insight forever. We got the orphanage key. So you have to kill these guys if you want the orphanage key. So don't skip them. Don't not kill them. Don't be a pacifist, because then you won't get the key. Key to the orphanage, birthplace of the choir. And I did not read it because I am a liar. Because this guy was trying to suck me. Trying to suck me, you weirdo. Alright, I was trying to read. Quit trying to suck me while I read. Key to the orphanage, birthplace of the choir. The orphanage, shadowed by the Grand Cathedral, was a place of scholarship and experimentation, where young orphans became potent, unseen thinkers for the healing church. The choir that would later split the healing church was the creation of the orphanage. The choir split the healing church, and it was a creation of the orphanage. The orphanage shadowed by the Grand Cathedral. It was a place of scholarship. Here's a door. Let's open it with our hands. Let's do it slowly for effect. Here is a dude doing the make contact gesture, which if you talk to him, you also get. This will be used later in the game, the make contact gesture. I can't remember exactly every spot you can use it, but I know if you use it on the brain of Mensis, I think you get a blood rock or something. We'll try it out later on when we get to that point. That might be the only spot it does something, but here it is. Eventually he'll shift his arms to the other side if you wait like 2 minutes or something crazy, which I don't have time for. But this gesture actually does something later on in the game, at least one time, and it gets you a blood rock, I'm pretty sure, or something. You have to use it on the brain of Mensis, in the Nightmare Mensis, I think, and you get something good for doing it, so make sure you do the make contact gesture at the brain. Excuse me. Nothing else out here. Don't waste your time unless you want to look at statues that are covered by sheets that are creepy, because you never know, there could actually be somebody under there, so that's pretty creepy. But I don't think there is. I mean, there might be, but I didn't check. Another door. I feel like I'm missing things, but here we go. We've made it the full round here. That was where the FTB jumped through the glass and we ran. We ran away like an unknowing P word. Busy. So we killed all the FTBs, but let's check out this door instead. I feel like I missed something. Like I didn't fully explore this area, so let's look around a little bit more before we go in there. I think that's where the celestial dude is, the boss, the big alien. He's a big wussy. It's pretty easy to kill unless you're just totally crazy. Cosmic Eye Watcher badge. That should give you more items in your shop back at the Dream. The workshop. If I can find it, I'll read it. I think it's in the key tab. Senny, it's in the key tab. Senny, key tab. There you go, buddy. Cosmic Eye Watcher badge. Badge of a member of the choir elites of the Healing Church. The eye signifies the very cosmos. The choir stumbled upon an epiphany very suddenly and quite by accident. Here we stand, feet planted in the earth. But might the cosmos be very near us? Only just above our heads. I don't know, person who wrote that somewhere. It does look like the cosmos in that badge. It's pretty cool. And I had to cut it for a second. I wanted to make sure I wasn't going over time, because there was a spot where I had to stop and clean up a dog turd that a hamster rolled through. So let me just explain this real quick. The dog took a crap on the carpet. It's a puppy. We're still potty training it. He's not just an old dog that craps everywhere because he's an asshole. He is a puppy that we're training. So he took a dump on the carpet. I told somebody, please clean it up. And they did not. And we also have hamsters that have a critter crawler, which is a ball they roll around in and explore. And the hamster in the critter crawler ball decided to roll through the turd. The turd got stuck to the ball. And then the hamster decided to roll all over the room with the turd on the ball. The smashed dog turd. So, that is why there was a cut there. Because I had to go clean that up. I had to trim the video a little bit. Because it was like 10 minutes of chasing a hamster with a turd, and cleaning up a carpet, and putting a dog in a crate, and putting away a hamster. Because I have to do everything. Pull this lever. So I was wrong. We did not fight the Celestial Emissary guy yet. So this is a good shortcut to both bosses. Both optional bosses you do not have to kill. We'll see if anybody gets 45 minutes into this video and gets to hear the dog shit story. Probably like 2 people. But let me know in the comments if you heard the dog shit story with the hamster rolling through it, and if you got a laugh out of that. Could you imagine? It's happened twice, actually. It's happened more than once. One time the dog was taking a dump, and the hamster decided to check it out right from the tap, too. So, that was the 3rd time, not the 2nd. That was the 3rd time. But, let me know in the comments if you, actually made it this far in the video to hear the dog poop story. Just comment dog poop or something. Or hamster, tracks poop through house. Whatever you want to put about dog crap. But here's the boss arena for the maybe one of the weakest bosses in the game. Not very impressive. Sometimes they act like just adding a bunch of enemies to a weak ass boss is suffice. There's all these aliens, these celestials. Just chop them up like they ain't nothing. Our fire, paper. I'm trying to use buffs on my weapon as much as possible because I'm using the saw cleaver, and that is what it is good for. Buffing. I have my empty phantasm shell, I have my fire paper, my bolt paper, so I'm doing better than I usually do about buffing my weapon. Whenever you use a fast weapon, you should try to buff it as much as possible, because then you get the most use out of the papers and the buffs. Because the more it's like flat damage, I'm pretty sure. So every time you hit, you do a certain amount of extra damage with the buff. If you have a big slow weapon and you buff it, you're only going to get like 1 hit out of that paper, let's say. If you have a fast weapon, you'll get 30 hits out of that paper. And it does the same amount of damage every time, no matter what the attack is on your weapon. So if it does a flat 50 damage, and you only use it once with a big slow weapon, you only get 50 extra damage. If you use it 30 times with the fast weapon, then you get 50 times 30. 1500 extra damage. So it's better to use buffs on fast weapons doesn't hurt to use them on slow weapons, but it's more of a waste. I mean, if you hit somebody 10 times in a battle with your big slow weapon, and you hit them 50 times with your fast weapon, it's flat damage, so that's 40 more times you get that flat damage. But looking around in this boss arena, there's really nothing to be seen. Just some plants. The boss was so unnoteworthy, I didn't even talk about it during the fight, because there's a bunch of enemies. If you're an idiot, you'll get jumped by all of them and die. If you're not an idiot, and you run away, and you take it strategically, and you just kill a couple of them, and then go and face the big guy, you'll be okay. Even if he hits you, he probably won't kill you. Just back off, heal. If you get surrounded, back off, heal. You just have to have patience. That's about it. He dies fast once you get on him. If he hits you, he won't kill you unless he hits you twice. You won't die unless you get jumped by every single enemy in the room. So as long as you're backing off and healing whenever you get surrounded or whenever you get hit by the boss, you should be fine. I don't think I've ever died to that boss. Maybe once, ever. In like 10 playthroughs of this game or something. I don't know. I don't think I've done it 10 times. I've probably played through this. I think I've seen every ending. Chalice Dungeons. There you go. Chalice Dungeons. That's where I got the Uncanny Saw Cleaver. It only took me like 15 minutes to think of the name of the dungeons. The Chalice Dungeons. I played through those a couple times. I beat the game. I've seen every ending, I think. I think I have every trophy. So however many times that takes. I don't think it's like 10, but it's probably like 3 or 4. This is probably my 4th or 5th. A call beyond, one of the secret rites of the choir. Long ago, the healing church used phantasms to reach a lofty plane of darkness, but failed to make contact with the outer reaches of the cosmos. The rite failed to achieve its intended purpose, but instead created a small exploding star, now a powerful part of the choir's arsenal. At times, failure is the mother of invention. That is true. I think Einstein made peanut butter by accident. I'm just kidding. Something was made by accident, though. That's true. Can't remember what it was. I'm trying to think. Medicine, maybe? Like penicillin? Don't take my word for it, but something like that was made by accident. And then was very useful. There's a few inventions like that, so I don't know what's up with this guy, why he is having a bad hair day, but totally didn't affect anything. I think he like shoots extra magic or something because of that static in his hair. Let's head down this elevator. Watch our cape fly up in the air. Ooh, Ebertas. We're getting close to the end of the video, though. I cannot fight this boss with only 5 minutes left, because he'll probably kill me at least once. This is a decently hard optional boss. So, I'm going to end it here. We'll fight Ebertas next time. It's a hard boss, so you definitely want to come back for that. It's going to be interesting. And, make contact, guys. And I'll see you next time. Please like, share, subscribe. Become a member, please. And comment dog crap in the comments. That'd be cool. Check y'all later. Thanks for watching. Peace.